Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about why men tune out their woman or tune out women in general, but especially their woman. And most women who have lived on this earth and have interacted with a man in some kind of relationship or even not in a relationship have probably experienced at one point or another a man tuning them out, right? And a woman can feel this, right? Women are very perceptive. Women know, for the most, well, maybe not all women. All women's bodies know. Whether a woman is tuned into her body or not, that's another thing. But her body is telling her that yeah, something's off. A man's tuning her out, and of course, a woman is going to figure that out when the man, like, she is communicating something that's important that needs to be done or whatever, and then the man doesn't do it, and then they have a conversation later, and she finds out he had no idea what she was saying, but what was happening was he was nodding the whole time, or okay, yep, sure, honey, okay, I'll do it, and then it's like she never spoke. That would be, I can only assume, very frustrating for a woman, very invalidating, bring up feelings of sadness or loneliness or anger, something like that, right? Lots of feelings, understandably. The question is, why is it happening? Are men just terrible listeners? Are men just not good at listening? Well, guess you'd have to ask a man's guy friends. Do you guys tune each other out all the time? The answer is probably no. The answer is probably no. So why is that? Why is it so common that that men will tune out their woman or women, but not other men? What's going on? Is it that a woman is just boring and has uninteresting things to talk about? Well, that might be a factor in certain cases. I'm not going to rule that out. I've certainly experienced relationship dynamics with women that were quite boring. But that's not actually the biggest issue that's going on. What's going on? Are you guys ready for this? Should we do a drum roll? Okay. What's going on? What's going on is that a woman is unknowingly speaking with masculine energy. Speaking with masculine energy. She's trying to teach. She's trying to get an outcome of conveying something to a man so that the man understands in some capacity. Well, guess what? Men don't like that. It does not feel well, unless a man's like, a little slave boy who loves being taught by a woman. But otherwise, masculine men don't like that. What's happening is a form of energetic penetration from the woman. And when that happens, men have, call it like self-defense mechanisms, energetic self-defense mechanisms to kind of wall off. It's like, I don't want this. I don't want this energetic penis inside of me penetrating me. That's really what's going on. And so they wall off and stop listening. They stop listening. Even though they might hear the words, it's not really fully getting through. It feels mildly irritating, right? If you were in town and hearing some sirens or like honking and it was really annoying and it just kept on going, what would you do after a while? Start to tune out. It's like, that's not important information. I don't want to know about that. You literally start to tune it out and forget that it's happening. So women have to really understand this because this is all an energy thing. It's not about the words themselves. So of course, words can help shift a woman's energy. It's literally the energy that the penetrating energy, the teaching energy, the energy of trying to get an outcome with a man that will get a man to tune out. And it's that same energy right? That depending on the man, man can get irritated, he can get angry, he can start gaslighting. Now, this is not to blame a woman, all right? It was never doing blame. We're just talking about why this stuff happens, right? A man, of course, has a lot of responsibility in this too. I'm just talking about things from the women's perspective, all right? So the woman, of course, it's a great tragedy, of course, thinks like, what would a woman think when a man continuously doesn't listen to her and kind of ignores her, and she's not getting through to him? She'd start to, well, most women understandably would start to take that personally, right? Like, they'd start to feel bad that about themselves. So like, okay, he just doesn't care about me, doesn't want to hear me, he isn't interested in what I have to say. All of those kind of thoughts, understandably. What's really going on is nothing wrong with you, except that you're trying to communicate in your masculine. You're trying to teach. Now, women, some women, well, I suppose a lot of women, but some women in my sphere of influence, because most are quite open to this, but I suppose it'd be the vast majority of women in North America anyway, in the Western world, really take issue with this, right? Like, I should be able to teach a man whatever I want. I should be able to say whatever I want. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want with a man. I'm entitled to penetrate my man energetically and slap him with my cock and do whatever. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you like, but you're just not going to get a good outcome. I want to get women good outcomes. That's what I'm here for. I want women to be able to have wonderful, fulfilling relationships with the man, dream relationship where they are cherished, where they are cared for, where they're protected, where a man wants to listen to her, where a man does listen to everything that she has to say and enjoys it and will take in that information to do better for her, right? I'm assuming that's what every woman wants for herself, unless she really hates herself and just wants to have a bad experience. It's probably not very often that that's actually the case. So you really got to be careful with this whole teaching thing, right? It's not that a woman cannot teach a man something. I learn from women all the time. I love women. I've learned so much from women. I learned so much from my clients, from my wife, from many women, my followers on my wall, my friends, everything. All right, it's not about that. It's that I learn things as a man when a woman's not trying to teach me. She's not trying to teach me. When she's not saying things like, with all due respect, blah blah blah. After that, I've tuned out already, and I'm getting ready for my block button. I don't care. I'm not interested in being taught by a woman. And this is not about, because I'm superior in any way to a woman. It's because I'm devoted to women. It's because I'm devoted to women. I'm devoted to the feminine. I want to serve them. But I can't serve a woman when she is trying to step into her masculine with me and try teaching me something, right? Whether it's intentional disrespect or unintentional disrespect. Doesn't, I mean, so I suppose the intentional disrespect is worse, but it's still all bad. It's still not something that I want to deal with. I want to feel 100% devoted to a woman, to women, to especially to my woman, right? And so how can I do that? How can I feel that? Well, as a man, that means I need to lead women, and especially my wife, out of leading me, which means out of teaching me, right? I need to use masculine communication. I need to use my leadership to lead my woman, lead women in my academy program, especially lead my clients, out of trying to teach me things, and letting go of that and just opening to receive. And I end up learning a lot, just by them not trying to do anything, just opening and being. That's beautiful. And that's inspiring. Men need to learn how to do that. If a man does not know how to communicate and lead in that way, he is going to stay exposed to that teaching thing that a man has no interest in staying exposed to, and he's going to allow his woman to push him away, right, in that moment, and depending on the extent of it, like right out of a relationship even. right? And it's depolarizing because he's not leading her to stop. He has no idea. All he knows is, oh, this doesn't feel good. Okay, I'm tuned out. That's all he knows. He doesn't know what to do about it. He doesn't know where, he doesn't know how to communicate, and he doesn't know where to lead his woman to, right? He doesn't know how to lead her into communicating in a different way. And then, of course, the woman doesn't know how to shift her energy or communicate in a different way either. Oh, what a tragedy, right? And that's why these communication breakdowns happen, because people don't understand polarity. If you don't understand polarity, you do not understand really much at anything relevant about communicating in a relationship in a healthy way. Nonviolent communication is going to get you nowhere except into roommateville. Roommateville. If you want to be roommates, that's great. I don't want to be roommates with my woman. I don't think women want to be roommates with their man. I don't think men want to be roommates with their woman. So you need to learn how to communicate this stuff. A man needs to learn how to lead a woman out of teaching him, and women need to learn how to communicate what they need and feel and desire and just problems that are happening in their life, everything, without energetically trying to teach a man. That's going to solve a lot of issues. So the question is, would you like, dear viewer, would you like to learn that in your life? Would you like to solve that problem and so many other relationship problems forever? So you're not dealing with that frustration anymore. You're not dealing with those feelings that come up from that dynamic, that communication breakdown. Because ultimately, that's your choice, right? It's always your choice. Hey, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't care. I don't care if my man doesn't listen to me. I don't care if it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't care if I like, it just doesn't bother me. Great, okay. I guess my stuff isn't for you. And men, if you don't mind just ignoring your woman and she gets irritated by it and feels shitty about herself, and you just feel yourself getting more and more pushed away and less interested in serving her because she keeps trying to teach you stuff when she's talking to you. All right, well, I guess I'm not for you either. But for everybody else who actually wants to make their situation better, a lot better, right? Because they've had this happen in past relationships, or maybe you're having it in this current relationship. How about you take a small step, at least a small step, right? At least one small step forward to do something about these problems. They are only occurring because you choose to stay in that problem. Do you want to solve it? Do you want to learn how to solve it? Men, do you want to learn how to communicate and lead your woman properly? Women, do you want to learn how to communicate properly? It's up to you. It's up to you. What I am offering you to start as your next really big step, which is going to really shift things for you and open your mind to what's possible, to changing everything, is my masterclass, my 2-hour masterclass with Mark Benet and I, where we will teach you all about the basics of masculine and feminine communication, and we'll role play it for you. We'll show you exactly what it looks like, what it feels like, so you really start to understand this energetic and this dynamic, right? It's so different than reading my books. It's so different than me just talking here right now, where I'm talking more about theory instead of the real practical, yummy stuff that you can start applying in your life right away, right? Do you want that yummy stuff? Because if you do, then join our masterclass. It's 47 bucks. It's ridiculously underpriced. We do that for a reason, okay? Because I know that a bunch of you are going to want to potentially sign up for the academy once you see how awesome it is. That's why it's only 47 bucks. So I don't care whether you join the academy or not. I care about you at least taking this step to change your life. At least take this step and then see what happens from there. 47 bucks. The next one is on May 31st in Eastern Standard Time. I think Australia, it's June 1st. And our one after that's on the 18th. We have both scheduled. So if you want to do it and take that step to really change things in your life, what I want you to do is below in the comments, just write 3 magical words. I want in. All right. I want in. And then I will send you a message. and I will give you our booking calendar. You can book it in. You can take that step and start changing things. Finally, it's so simple. So comment I want in below, and I will reach out to you very soon. I want to see you on this next masterclass.